Hey everybody, it's Michael, and it is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. Just want to make sure that's right before I look at my watch. Yeah, August 22nd, 2023. It's Tuesday. Um, I have to tell the story because I have to get it off my chest because I am so unbelievably frustrated with what happened today. Um, so I'm gonna try this tell the story without saying who it's about because I want to protect this person, and it's only fair, because the story isn't about this particular person. It's just about this incident that happened today. So to start the story off, my mother passed away on January 8th of this year. She was cremated, and we ended up getting um we got little um they're called keepsake urns, or a little piece of, it's a very common thing, I guess, where you can get pieces of the person's ashes so you can keep them, hence why it's called a keepsake urn. And last month, so in August, so in July, my father moved back to the Midwest to be closer to my sister and the kids, and because he was alone and stuff. And so that left me and another person in my family here. I mean, I have like aunts and uncles and stuff, but there's other people here. And last week, this person that was also here with me got arrested. And that's not the important part of the story, and I don't want to say who it is because it's not fair to this person. But um, what I had found out was when their car got impounded, this person in my family was able to call me, and it informed me that because they were in the process of still moving into a new place, because of the transitioning of everything with the family, they had not taken my mother's ashes out of their car. So they were saying that they still had the urn in the car. And so I was like, okay, well, we weren't sure if we are gonna be able to get the car, what to do with it, but we knew that I needed to get the urn. That was like my main thing. So I had called and the towing company and found out that I had to get a form called. What they informed me was I had to get a I should have done it's anyways. It's called a property release form. That's what I was told. Property release form. Okay, great. But I didn't know how to get it, and so they were like, "Oh, I think you go through the police station, and then from the police station, whatever, you have to take it to the jail, and this person has to sign it, whatever." So I was like, "Okay." And this was down in Orange County. I live in Los Angeles. This is about an hour and a half away. It took an hour and a half to get there today, and that was after I waited for rush hour traffic. It took an hour and a half to get there, and I went to the police station, and I had called all day Saturday because it was the day after I found out, or the day of, and so I called the telco, whatever. Okay, so I called Saturday, no answer. And I was gonna leave a message, but the voice box was full. So I got frustrated. But I had seen online that I could just go down and fill it out. So I was like, fine, I'll just go down and fill it out. Which is why I took the hour and a half drive down there. Well, when I got there, they were like, no, you don't fill it out here. You have to go to the jail and fill it out. And then they take it to the inmate and the inmate signs it. And then you bring it back here. And I was like, darn it, I wish I had known. I said, I was going to call you guys and ask, but I called all day Saturday. And you guys didn't answer, and your mailbox was full. So, and I seen online, I was supposed to come down. And there was two cops, a female and a male. And the male cop goes, well, we're not even open on Saturdays. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, it's weird because the recording says you are, which is why I just assumed that you were. And he's like, well, no, it shouldn't say that. I go, well, regardless, it shouldn't say that. It does. And I said, and so I called. It's only Tuesday, and I knew they weren't open on Sunday because the hours didn't say they're open. So I was like, okay. So, but I was mad because I was like, well, I'm not trying to cause a fight. I was just explaining to you that this is what had happened. And so like whatever. So they were like, no, you got to go to the prison, blah blah. So they were like, where's this person at? And I go, I don't know specifically. It might be this one. I don't know. Can you look it up? So the officer looks it up, and she's like, oh yeah, here this person is, and she gives me the address. And I said, thank you very much. And I mapped it and found that it was 30 minutes away from where I was at. Fine. So I go the 30 minutes to where the prison is, and I park my car, and I walk all around because I finally find it, and I get there, and I do the intercom thing to find out that they're at this prison, they're at a different prison. And I was like, I wasn't even aware that there was another prison. So I was like, okay. And they're like, do you need the address? And I was like, yeah, because I don't really know where this is at. So because I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, I was born down there, but I don't live there. Like, I haven't been there in years. So I don't really know my way around it, especially in all these downtowns. So they give me the other address, and it's like another 15 or 20 minutes away. And by this time, it's like 12 or 12:30. No, it's like almost noon, and I was hungry, and I hadn't eaten, and I needed gas. So I stopped to get like something small because I didn't think it was going to take that long. And then I went and got gas. Then I parked. And so, mind you, when I left the other parking garage, I had to pay like $2, not a big deal. So I parked at this other place, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to pay for parking here too, but I got to get this done because I want to get my mom's ashes. So I go all the way over to the other prison, and I get there, and I explain to the guard there, and I said, look, this person you guys have in custody, and I need to get to the car because I need to get it released because I need to get my mom's ashes. And they're like, oh, okay, so you got to fill out this. And I told them, I said, I think it's a property release form. And they're like, okay. And I said, by the way, I've been driving all over. Do you have a bathroom? And the guy's like, well, I can't let you in here and use ours because you have your bag and stuff. Because I had my phone and I had my watch on and I had my bag. Because I didn't know. And I was writing stuff down. And so he's like, you just have to wait outside. And I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I go outside and he's like, there's bathrooms across the street. You'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And it's hot today. Like, it's the hurricane ended Sunday, and then Monday was pretty chill, but it's starting to warm up again, so, and it was like, it's not sweltering, but it was still like mid 80s, and there wasn't like any cold breeze. I was just sitting there, so it was getting a little hot and whatever. And like, it's almost 1 o'clock, and I got there at maybe 11:45, maybe 12. Yeah, so I was there almost an hour, and the guy comes out. Oh no, I saw, yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I think maybe after like 40 minutes, I walk over and I ring the buzzer. And the guy goes, what? And I go, oh, I just wanted to check on the status of this form. And the guy goes, it's not done yet. We'll let you know. And I was like, all right, well, I appreciate you letting me know. I just, was asking questions. And I try to be nice, but like, I'm frustrated because like, they're looking at me like I'm the asshole, like I'm the bad guy. And I'm like, no, I'm just here to like help. And the thing that I get so frustrated about is like, why are cops just dicks? It's not like I was very nice. I just didn't understand what I needed to do. And I was very nice about it. So I kept asking questions. But like, I don't understand why they are just rude to be rude. And I was so frustrated by that because I'm already frustrated because I didn't do the process right. Right. And then it's hot and I'm just sitting around and I got to go to the bathroom. And the guy comes out and tells me, he goes, you know what? It's not going to be done until like 3 or 3:30. So are you able to like come back? And I was like, I mean, not really, because I don't live here. I live up in LA and it's an hour and a half to get home. So it's like, I can't just sit here. Like, I can't sit here for like another 2 hours. And he's like, well, there's like a movie theater across the street, I guess. And I was like, I didn't come down here for a movie. I came down here for the form. Like, I have a movie theater down the street from my house. And he's like, yeah, but it won't be done yet. So I was like, fine, there's a Fridays across the street. I'll just go over there. I'll make some phone calls and have lunch. So I did. And then like, I walk around the mall and I get a coffee and I'm just relaxing, whatever. And then I go put stuff back in my car because whatever. And then I go back up to the thing and it's 3 o'clock. And I'm like, ring the little buzzer. And I'm like, hey, like I'm just checking on the status because I said it might be done by 3. And the guy's like, we told you we would tell you when it's done. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just asking. Like, I don't understand why I need all this attitude for it. Like, the problem is it's your process. I'm just doing what you guys are telling me. So for you to make me feel like an asshole seems counterproductive. And I didn't say that. I was just thinking that because I'm like, this is frustrating. So I sit down and at 3:30, they tell me that my request is done. So I go in to the thing and they hand me a bag of like this person's stuff. And I was like, okay. And they're like, okay, here's your property release form, blah, blah, blah. And here's all your stuff. Can we see your ID, whatever. And I was like, cool. Thank you so much. I was like, so all I need to do is take this form back now to the police station and they'll release the car so I can get my mom's ashes. And the guy says, oh, no. This is just to release this property. You need a vehicle release form. And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me? He's like, yeah, this is to release this person's property, and you have their property in your possession, so now you're responsible for it. I go, great, thank you, but I didn't come here for that. I came because I needed to get into the vehicle, which is what I told you 4 hours ago. And the guy's like, well, yeah, you have to fill out a vehicle release form. And I said, then why didn't you tell me that 4 hours ago? Like, by this time it's hot, and I'm like sitting outside, and I'm getting like woozy because it's so hot, and it's not air conditioned because they make me sit outside. There's no drinking fountain. There's no bathroom. So it's like hot. It's hot. And I'm sitting outside and I'm fucking frustrated because I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's your system and you're failing at it. So I was like, fine. And the police officer, and I was trying to be so nice, but he could tell that I was frustrated. The guy that originally checked me in. I was dealing with other people, but the guy that originally checked me in looks at me and he goes, I'll tell you what, he goes, just give me a couple minutes and I will get this form out for you. And I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it because I don't understand why this became such a thing. So I go sit outside, and I kid you not even 10 minutes later, they come out with the form that I needed the first time when I sat there for 4 hours. No, the form that I actually needed, it took him 5 fucking minutes to come out and give it to me. And I told the guy, and I was like, this is the form that I need, right? And he's like, yes, this should work for you. And I was like, thank you. So now I realize that I have time. So I go 20 minutes back the other way to the police station, and the same woman was there, and I walk up to her, and she could just tell I'm like flustered and I'm hot, and I look at her and I was like, this is the most difficult situation I have ever experienced in my life. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry, it's so difficult. And I go, I know, but it doesn't have to be, and that's what's so frustrating. I said every person that I've talked to on this whole journey has made it seem like I am a criminal or that I was like bothering them. But I says, if you don't want this situation to be difficult, then why do you make it difficult? Like, all I need, I go, I don't understand. If I wasn't, had the wherewithal to ask the gentleman if this was the form that I needed, they would have sent me on my way with the wrong form, and that would have been too late to go back and get it because time was running out. Because the place closed at 5. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I go, but saying you're sorry doesn't help. Like, it doesn't change the fact that, like, every step of the way was so difficult. And I said, you guys, we already lose our loved one that's in custody and we can barely talk to them. And I said, and then you make literally every step that we need to do difficult. Because why? Like, I don't understand why it's difficult. Like, and it doesn't have to be, which is so maddening about all of this. Like, not once did it ever have to be difficult. It just was, for no reason. And that to me is maddening because it's already a stressful situation when a loved one gets arrested. And that's not the point of the story, because I'm not saying they shouldn't be there or whatever. But the point of the story is like the rest of us who are out here trying to do their system shouldn't have to be disrespected and treated like that. Like, I was so nice and I was doing this, I didn't have work today because my commercial that I was on got canceled. And I was just like, in tears, and I'm trying to explain to them, I go, all I'm trying to do is get my mom's ashes from the car. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want anything else. I just want to get my mother's ashes. Like, how is that a terrible thing? And I'm talking to this woman, and the woman was like, I am so sorry. And she's like, how did they get there? And I go, well, this person was in the process of moving, and they just hadn't cleaned out the car yet. I think they were keeping it close to them. I don't know. I just was there. And I says, I don't know when we can get the car, but I have to get these ashes. I just have to get these ashes. And I said, and I was so nice to everybody. And from the beginning, everybody has been acting like I was the problem. And I wasn't. It's your system. And you guys made it difficult for absolutely no reason. And she's like, I'm so sorry. And I go, no, it's fine. I go, you've been very kind. And I said, they released the vehicle, whatever. And I finally go to the storage place, the towing place, literally 10 minutes before they close. And I go and I swoop, and I got them right here. These are my mom's ashes. This is a little keepsake urn. They're in here. This is my mom. I cannot tell you how happy that I am that I got them. But I do not understand why this system had to be so difficult. And if I didn't have the wherewithal to ask the right questions, nobody would have cared. The entire way I explained to them that all I wanted to do was get my ashes, and they did everything but what I needed them to do. And for absolutely no reason. And then the entire way they acted like I was the problem, and I was always nice. I never raised my voice. I just asked questions because I didn't understand. I am so unbelievably insulted right now that they can be treated like that. And I'm probably just one person that had a simple request. I can't imagine what it's like for other people. And it's not cheap, by the way, to do this stuff. You have to pay every step of the way for stuff. And it's maddening to me. And they probably do it on purpose. But my question is why? Why do they do this? Why do they do this to us? We're the family. I was just trying to do something because all I wanted to do was get my mom's ashes. That's all I wanted to do. And it was a 6-hour endeavor. And it should have only taken an hour. And then to top it all off, as soon as I got home, I found out that the gig that I booked on Saturday is now canceled. So I was supposed to have like another gig. And the problem is it's like the person just decided at the last minute, like they just didn't want her to replace herself because she had a family reunion. So she's just going to stay. And I'm like, really? Like, I had the shittiest day, and I was like, okay, I finally have work. I'm so excited. And then I leave that. Just don't. It's so maddening. But anyways, I just wanted to get this off my chest. Thank you so much for listening. I don't get a lot of views, so only 6 of you are going to see it. But at least I feel better knowing that 6 of you out there have listened to my tale. So thank you so much. And God bless. And I just hope everybody has a great week. Because right now, my week sucks.